Hello and welcome to another episode of Grammar Gurus. In this episode, we will be talking about good and well. Let's look at the difference between good and well. Good is an adjective, a word that talks about a noun, that means has positive or even divine qualities, desirable or morally correct. Let's look at some example sentences. That was a good movie. My father is a good man. Good weather today. God is good. The opposite of good is bad or even evil. Well is an adjective that means physically and mentally healthy, or at least okay. I feel well today. In this example, feel acts like a linking verb, like the verb to be. I am well, thanks. The opposite of well is ill, unwell, or sick. So, if someone asks you, how are you? What is better to say? What is the better answer? I am good or I am well? How should you answer? I am well, or I'm doing well, or I feel well. Yes, of course. That means that you are healthy or okay. Saying that I am good might sound like you are divine or morally correct. Saying I am doing good might mean that you are doing good things like helping people or teaching children to read. Unless you mean that you are good, like Superman, Martin Luther King Jr., or an angel, say, I am well. However, we need to say that good and the adjective form of well are used almost the same way in casual spoken language. So with your friends, it's okay to use good and well pretty much interchangeably. There isn't much difference in how they are used. But at work or school, in formal speaking or written language, it's important to know the difference and use good and the adjective form of well correctly. Well is also an adverb. It talks about a verb, meaning to do something skillfully, with considerable ability, properly, favorably. They sing well. Well talks about the verb sing. My son reads well. Well talks about reads. She speaks English well. In this sentence, she speaks English well. Maybe I mean that she speaks with a good accent, speaks correctly or fluently. If I say, she speaks good English, good is an adjective that talks about English. The English that she speaks, being desirable or having positive qualities. A couple of final examples. Which of the following sentences is correct? His English is not very good, or his English is not very well. His English is not very good, correct. Here, not very good talks about his English not being very desirable or positive. Not very well doesn't make sense here, because that would mean that his English is not healthy. He plays guitar well, or he plays guitar good. He plays guitar well, yes, correct, because well is an adverb that talks about the verb plays. Good doesn't work because it's an adjective and cannot talk about the verb play. A lot of confusion about this topic comes from the fact that well is both an adjective and an adverb. But for now, just remember, good is usually used as an adjective that means has positive or even divine qualities, or is morally correct. Use it to talk about nouns. Well is an adjective that means physically and mentally healthy, or at least okay. Use it in response to questions about your physical and mental state. Well is also an adverb that means to do something skillfully, with considerable ability, properly, favorably. Use it to show how someone or something does an action. That's all for this episode. If you liked this episode, go ahead and click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you would like to support our channel, check out our Patreon page to help us make more videos. As always, go ahead and leave any questions or comments in the description box below. And see you next time. Thank you for watching.